Hello and welcome to heaven. This is Julia Kibilda and
This is Raquel Alves.
And today we're in the spirit of dry January and we're drinking tea instead of wine. It's also 11 a.m. so that's also part of the reason.
Yeah, we thought of mimosas, but we're in like a Christmas hangover, therefore keeping
Tea.
it chill.
But how have you been through this long Christmas break? It's been a while since we've done this.
True. If you didn't notice, we did film things in advance, so it's been a while since we've been together. Yeah, it's been alright. I had a very chill New Year's. I wanted to embrace that peace going to 2024. I had a very chaotic 2023, so I just want to embrace that. And looking back at my previous New Year's was a rave, so I think it matched.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense,
It matched
right?
the energy.
Yeah, so now I had the complete opposite of staying at home, going to bed at 1 a.m.
Same. That's exactly what I did. I was with my parents, ate sushi, binge watched a TV show till like 3 a.m. It was great.
Yeah, we played board games. Age is really upon us, which, by the way, it was just your birthday as well last week.
I know. It's so weird, because everyone is always like, oh, New Year's resolutions, New Year, new me. But I feel like for me, it really is New Year, new me.
Yeah.
Because it's also my birthday on the 4th of January, and it's such a weird time because everyone is broke, everyone is hungover, everyone is like doing dry January, done with partying, and here I am, like, guys, let's celebrate. It's my birthday.
Yeah, just extended for 4 more days.
I know, and it's kind of like, I feel like I age with the new year, and somehow puts like more pressure,
Yeah, but I also feel like we are kind of privileged as the 2000 babies because it's 2024 and we will in fact be 24 of this millennium. I don't know, I feel kind of privileged for that.
I know, it's kind of special that like your year is your
age.
birth year.
Yeah, it's great.
So, today we come together to give you a rewind of 2023. It's been a long ride and a very turbulent one as well for some of us.
Yeah.
In different aspects for both of us, actually, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just going to talk about some ins, outs, top moments of this year that we want to highlight to you.
Yes, so we wanted to reunite some iconic moments of around pop culture. We also know there's been a lot of, politically wise and with war, a lot of bad things happened in 2023, but this episode is all about the pop culture moments.
Yes.
Just to give that warning ahead.
It's about the fun and joy and the ridiculousness of the past year.
Yeah. But before we get into that, do you have any reflections of 2023 going forward to 2024?
You know what? It's been a weird year because I feel like it's been my first fully adult year, if that makes sense. First year just working, not studying anything, just going to work every single day of my life. And it's been quite challenging, to be fair. I feel like it's a massive change and people don't talk about it enough because everyone is kind of excited and like you should feel grateful about getting a job and all of that, but it's also really hard to adjust to go from this educational mindset into a fully work mindset. I don't know, overall I feel like that past year was kind of suspended for me. I don't know, I feel like so many things happened, but at the same time not. It's really odd. If you ask me what were the most memorable moments of last year, there were obviously so many, but nothing really stands out to me. It wasn't a big year for me, in my opinion, in any way, even though I did accomplish a lot of things and a lot of things have changed in my life.
Yeah.
But in a sense, it kind of just passed. That's how I feel about it. I don't know, it's very odd feeling, but I don't know. I hope 2024 will be eventful in a positive way.
Yeah.
And exciting.
Yeah, I have to say, I do feel something similar. I felt it was a long year.
Yeah.
When I look back, especially in preparation for this episode, when I look, I'm like, wow, this happened this year?
I know.
And be like, this has been a very long year, I think. And to me personally, a lot of big changes happened and none of them were really my choice. So I think that also affects a lot in how I feel I lived 3 years in just one because of all these major life changes, especially when they're none of by my choice. So it's all kind of upon me by, I don't know, fucking fate.
That's true. Yeah, we moved this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was this year. Wow.
See?
That's crazy.
See, and I feel like I lived 3 different life. So in the beginning of 2023, I was super stable. Then I became like almost homeless. And then I was jobless. So it's like, whoa. I lived like 3 different like stages in just 1 year. So it was definitely a lot. And as you said, although there are a lot of good things also happen, and if I go to pinpoint like I can do it, I still felt nothing really remarkable happened in my life besides the negative stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, ends my wish for peace and
That makes
good
sense.
fortune for this year.
I wish peace for you too.
Thanks.
But I mean, it was also there were also like some good moments. We went on our trip to France.
Yeah,
which was really
nice. Yeah, very good trip.
Besides the time when I got sunstroked and screamed at you.
It's part of the process. It's okay.
But it was fine. It was a great trip, and yeah, I don't know. It's been an odd year. I'm kind of glad that it passed. I hope 2023 will be better.
I also think 23...
2024, oh my god.
I also think 23 is a weird number, you know? I think that's probably why.
I know, that's exactly what I thought. Because, 2024 is such a nice number. You have the 2 and the 2 and the 4, and then 4 divides by 2, and it's so symmetrical and perfect.
And then 2023 is just...
It's just awkward.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. And even being age 23, awkward.
I don't like odd numbers.
Yeah.
But
for example, 25 is a better odd number than 23.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And it's also like half of the...
Yeah, exactly. Therefore, there's some symmetry for that oddity.
Anyway, if you feel oddly about numbers, let us know.
Yes.
So that we don't think that we're weird. But I definitely agree. Well, anyways, what do you think were the most memorable moments of this unremarkable year?
Okay, first of all, I don't know if you thought about this, but this is not one of my moments, but I just wanted to ask you, can you believe that Flowers by Miley Cyrus was released in 2023?
What?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I actually went to check, and it's... You remember when we were like singing Flowers in our flat, when we were still living together? Yeah, it was this...
That was this year.
Yeah.
That must have been like in the winter, no? Like
winter,
it was like spring.
Yeah, winter going to spring.
That's insane.
I just want to start with that.
That song has like come and gone.
Literally. I still love it though.
I know, me too, but it feels like it's been like 2 years ago. That's so messed up. Wow.
I really thought you would not remember this because no one is mentioning their own like wrap-ups and stuff. And then I went to check and it's like, oh my god, it was released this year.
That was such a moment.
True. But I do feel it's a very good song for spring.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna listen to it again a year
Come
after.
back.
Yeah. Okay, so first I have some honorable mentions.
Yes.
If you share any of these, like,
I'll let you know.
Let know. So first I have it's an honorable mention because it's a boring event, but it was a big event. That is the King Charles coronation.
Oh yes, I have that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we actually watched it together, didn't we?
We did in our house, and I was doing my nails.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was a moment. I feel like it was a bigger moment for us because we actually live in the UK, so we were surrounded by all like the craze around it.
And we also did a similar watching on the Queen's funeral, the year pass.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, that was really weird. I mean, let's not talk about the monarchy, but...
Yeah, that's why it's only an honorable mention.
But that was definitely a moment.
Definitely. Then I put the Hunger Games Renaissance. So I put it as an honorable mention because I didn't really feel it much, but I do respect the fans and I just wanted to include it. Basically, there was like a new film coming out as a prequel to Hunger Games this year. And I felt like it was a very big thing to a lot of fans. And even though I was not really part of it, because I was not part of the original fandom anyway, I just brought it up as an honorable mention because I know it's a very big thing to a lot of people.
I didn't even know about that. I've never been much.
Then I have one that we both know and we both really liked it. I put it as an honorable mention because it's better than this, but that is the Victoria Beckham interview meme.
Oh my god, yeah. That's such a good meme.
I know, it's really funny.
So good. Be honest.
My dad has a Rolls Royce.
So relatable. I mean, actually not relatable, but...
yeah.
I wish it was relatable. But yeah, that's a good moment in pop culture. I love when people make memes out of nothing, you know? It's like the smallest detail can happen and just the most amazing meme comes out of it and it just becomes part of culture forever.
Yeah, and I also feel like we're so used to this like Nepo babies discussion that we now just like we just make fun of it. You know what I mean? So I think in the beginning, 2023, it was a bigger discussion. Then towards the end, it comes up memes like this, and we're like, rich people are just funny.
Oh yeah, there was this like whole thing of Nepo babies like at the start of the year, you know, like with someone wearing like a shirt.
It was Hailey Bieber, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Saying Nepo baby, and that kind of started a discussion. But at the same time, like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, they exist.
I'd rather laugh with Victoria Beckham relatability than having to discuss the morals of being a Nepo baby.
That is very true.
Alright, so next I have Gwyneth Paltrow winning the ski trial.
Oh my god, yes. That was such an iconic event, and the fact that it was so wildly televised and that Vogue was like reporting on her outfits during like the whole thing. It was just so bizarre, and I'm just like, rich people can literally make a reality show out of any fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing that we eat this shit up, you know?
I know, and that also not only was it was a culture moment because Vogue was reporting all her outfits that start this whole corporate aesthetic.
Yeah,
that is literally coming up as like a trend for 2024 from what I've seen. That people
like suits, pencil skirts,
exactly.
heels, like stilettos. It's very like corporate loafer outfit vibes.
Yeah.
Suits, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, and then it was at the same time as the show, The Section.
Oh yeah.
So all of that actually culminated with people with like on the internet creating all these corporate trends.
Yeah, it kind of also leans into like quiet luxury.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk about it later. Yeah, it's just like this weird trend that has kind of like emerged out of nowhere really, and it's like, it's supposed to be quiet. Why are we talking about it and trying to push into people's faces so much?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that later on, and I really hate it. I really hate quiet luxury because first, it's completely uninventive. Second, is bragging while saying that it's quiet.
Exactly.
And third, is boring.
It's like the couple on Instagram that I've sent you. You know?
Yeah.
But
they're not even that quiet luxury because they do expose logomania.
True,
but kind of.
But it's kind of that like glorification of old money aesthetic and
that saying of the rich is loud, the wealthy whisper, and I'm like, what? So much for whispers, right?
Literally.
With all these.
Yeah, and there's been like a lot of movement in like the old money kind of aesthetic, and a lot of people going back into brands like, you know, like Loro Piana and like Ralph Lauren and kind of very preppy style. I think like it all goes kind of along those lines.
Yeah. Then I had here, this also had a short living span, which was Pedro Pascal hype train, you know.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but that was actually so cute.
I think it was cute. I think Pedro Pascal is one of those adopted by the internet as a new soft boy, even though he's a man, but whatever.
And kind of a daddy as well.
Yeah, he was adopted by like the online community very well, and I kind of jumped on that hype train for a bit. And I hope he makes a good comeback this year as well.
Yeah, and it was like a very wholesome kind of event. It was all very like loving and praising him, and I think he really thrived in it. Yeah, it was very cute.
It was very adorable. Then one is an honorable mention because I also don't want to bring much attention to it, but it is the Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez feud.
Oh my god, yes.
This was so... I have this podcast, but I don't care much about celebrity gossip at all.
That was like 2012 YouTube drama level. It was so good.
It was so good, but it was so all over my feed, and I don't actively research for these things at all. But it was so... I don't know about you, but it was so active
everywhere.
online.
Yeah. I kept seeing it like on Instagram, Facebook, like literally everywhere.
And it's like, I thought we had grown out of this, you know?
No, never.
I'm like, why are we still... Both of these women have moved on. Like, it's been years since this like switch of partners kind of happened, and we're still holding on to it.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, like things like this happen. Like, yeah, they're celebrities, but they're also like normal people, and people date and they break up and then date someone else. That's just how life goes. Like, why are we obsessing about this? It's normal and good for them. Like, they're both happy in their respective ways. Why are people trying so hard to walk into their lives and cherry pick every single fucking comment and like? I keep seeing was like things like, oh, Selena Gomez liked this on someone else's post, and I'm like, why are you obsessing about that? She just liked it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, and then they will make all these things of like one does the eyebrows this way and the other one also did, and it's like, oh my god, she's copying the other one, and I'm like,
it's so many theories. It's like those people who found out that like Kylie Jenner was pregnant because of how she did her nails.
Yeah.
Like, get a life. I don't know.
Yeah, and I just really hate this constant like putting women against each other because of a man. Come on, like, let's literally move on from this type of narrative.
We're better than this, like, please.
Yeah, I think there's like it depends on which side of the spectrum you are, but I feel people really enjoy bullying who they perceive to be the bully. So obviously it depends on the perspective of which side of them you are, which, I mean, it's ridiculous on its own, but just to like explain it, I think people really enjoy, it's like almost their personal revenge projected onto a celebrity feud. So it's like, instead of doing that in their own personal lives, they project it onto this almost made up feud online with celebrities, which can be very damaging to both of them, you know, having these public personas being portrayed in this way. And I think people should also just go to therapy.
Pretty much.
Instead of using two celebrities, pitching them against each other for your own personal pleasure.
Yeah, that is a good takeaway from that. Go to therapy. That's your resolution for 2024.
And the last honorable mention I have is the Idol show, the one produced by The Weeknd.
Oh my god, I still haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it, but I've only seen reviews of like each episode. So I have seen it through reviews on YouTube because it's bad.
It sounded so bad, yeah. And everyone was hyping it up so much because it was like the same director as Euphoria, no?
Yeah.
I love Euphoria, like I think it's such a good show. And then this was so disappointing.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest problem with everyone. And I think that's why I put as an honorable mention, because it could have been actually quite great if it was well written.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And it had like a lot of shock value. I'm not going to go into a review of Idol because I haven't even seen it. But the few things that I know are enough for me not to want to see it. So yeah, since I did all my honorable, do you want to start off with your tops?
Okay, so my tops... Wait, let me pull up my list. I have a lot of things. They're not in like any particular order, to be fair. It's just like a few moments that happened. So the first one was the Barbie movie.
Yes, I think that was the biggest moment.
I think it was such a big thing. Like the lead up to it was so long as well, because the movie premiered in the middle of summer, but the lead up to it has been going on since like the beginning of the year. So it was kind of like the year of Barbie in a sense, and it put so much emphasis on like women and girls being girly and kind of flipping like the gender roles and kind of women equality, and it sparked like a big discussion on the internet. And it's really sad, but a lot of people didn't understand the movie when it actually came out because they thought it would just be Barbie. But it wasn't, and then they got really upset because it wasn't a silly little movie about silly little princesses. It was actually a very important moment in culture about women and women's rights. And a lot of people did not like that. And I think that's like, if a movie sparks that wide of a discussion, it kind of means that it was done right. I don't know. For me, it was a very beautiful thing, and it was really nice to see it with you.
We watched it together, that's true.
Yeah, it was a really nice moment bringing girls together, and also produce like a lot of memes and like, you know, people sharing like their boyfriends like Mojo Dojo Casa houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was totally a massive, I think it was the massive movement in pop culture we've seen in the recent years. I actually think so, because it was beyond all these, like, even the things I talked in my honorable mentions, I feel like they were mostly felt online, and the Barbie movie release and campaign leading towards it happened in real life as well. So I think that's why it was such a massive pop culture moment. Yeah, and it
was like worldwide, everyone was talking about it. It wasn't like region specific, it was really every single person in the world knew about this happening.
And I really like because then that was also seen in the film, you know, like when you have the mother and the daughter kind of connecting through, you know, in a way by both being women and girls, and like through Barbie the doll and like a shared childhood in a way. And I think my favorite memory was when we both arrived to the movie theater. And I know everybody was dressing up to see Barbie, which is a very cute thing that was born online. But I remember I felt like my heart melted so much when I saw all these girls, including some boys, all dressing in pink, super excited.
Yeah.
And there was literally, compared to other movements like this that happened in the past in cinemas, I'm thinking, for example, Twilight, which also was a very big thing in cinemas, or Hunger Games. I feel like girls this time were not ridiculed by dressing up in bright pink to go see a film about Barbie in a way.
That's true. Yeah, everyone was doing it, like boys.
Yeah,
men.
and I love to see how everyone was happy. No one was judging. And there was this like collective thing. I don't know, it made me so happy.
Yeah, when people would like pass each other on the street, like in pink, going to the film, and like say to each other, "Hi, Barbie." Like,
I know, it's beautiful.
So cute.
It's
like
beautiful. Yeah.
It kind of managed to create this sense of like community of people who have watched the film or like were going to see the film. And yeah, I just think it was very nice. So it's like one of the top moments.
Yeah, like that really like melted my heart, because I don't know, when I see those girls of like 13 going to see the Barbie film, dressing up, being so happy with other girl friends. And I remember myself at the time that, like, I don't know, films like Twilight came out, and or even when One Direction was on the rise, you were made fun of for liking those things that were meant for girls.
Yeah.
You were made fun of it, and I don't know if you felt it, but I did try to hide some of those likes that I had, to not be made fun of by my peers, and that didn't happen this time, and that made me so happy that girls can like have this opportunity to grow, not being ridiculed by what they like, and that made me really, really happy. Also seeing little girls with their mothers also wearing pink, and they're also embracing,
and everyone doing like the photos in like the Barbie box photo booth. That's so cute.
Yeah, it was very, very beautiful. I think connected with that because I put it as a separate moment with the Barbenheimer.
Oh yeah,
I just put it as two different things because the Barbenheimer, I think, is a good follow-up to the Barbie movie, because again we had a merge of two completely opposite movies, but instead of being like, oh, this is better than yours, it's more like, let's watch it all together.
Yeah.
And that's what we want for coming decades, really.
Exactly. You want unity and respecting each other's tastes and, you know, seeing things outside of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I agree. Okay, my next one is, it's not really a positive thing.
Okay.
But it's a bit of an odd thing that kind of became like a big moment. And
alright.
It's not really pop culture either, but it kind of bled into it. And it's like the bedbug pandemic in Paris.
Oh my god, that's true. I didn't have that.
Because it was so big for no reason.
True.
And even now people keep talking about it. And to be honest, like, yeah, I started seeing the videos, and like we live in London, and I was fucking terrified.
Me too.
I remember I would not sit on the tube, and I would just look at all the seats and check if they had bed bugs. And I remember I was seeing someone who went to Paris, and then they came back on the Eurostar, and I was like, I was so scared to meet with them, because I was like, what if they have bed bugs?
Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah, I also like would look into the tube and the bus, and then when I got home and I said like, I'll be like telling like my boyfriend like, I just saw a TikTok saying that they saw one bed bug in Manchester, we should go check the bed.
It was such a like drama, so over escalated through the internet.
I know, people were paranoid
because people started sending like all these videos of like different insects, and like, yeah, the underground is fucking dirty, like it always has been, but people would like post a picture of a dirty seed and be like, oh, look at this little bug, and it's not even a bed bug, but everyone would go insane. And then like all those memes with like bed bugs, or people dancing in like bed bug costumes, and it was like around Halloween time as well, so people would like dress up in like a bed bug costume, and I just think it was so bizarre.
Everyone still remembers COVID pandemic, so I think we just got very paranoid and afraid of like, oh my god, no, not again.
True.
This one is a bug that we can actually see.
But yeah, I just thought it was very funny. I don't know, it's just like an odd thing that kind of bled into the internet as well and made its way into like trending categories.
Yeah. Okay, so my next one I have, it's something that it shocked me and you and everyone at the time, but when I look back, it's actually not that bad anymore, which is Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet relationship.
Oh, you! Still don't know what I feel about this. And I know we just talked about
Oh,
not
no.
getting engaged in
Yeah.
celebrities' lives, but it just doesn't sit right with me. Like, they just don't match.
But that's the thing, like that's what I felt as well.
It's like two worlds colliding, you know?
Yeah, that's what I felt as well at the time. But when I look back, I'm like, we actually don't know him.
That's true, yeah. We look at him through his roles, which are very romanticized. But
Exactly.
he's probably not that kind of person.
That's the thing. I feel like a lot of people become shocked because everybody kind of idealizes Timothée Chalamet for obvious reasons and obviously of his roles and like his looks, and they put him in this specific aesthetic, you know, Little Women kind of vibes and Call Me by Your Name vibes. But maybe that's just not who he is, and maybe like his type is really Kylie Jenner, even though that's really hard for all of us to admit.
That is true. Yeah.
But I think it was a very big thing when they were like, I don't know, making out in a game or something.
Yeah, and everyone was like posting videos of that, and people were like, oh no, I respected Timothy, but like not anymore.
Which is also a bit harsh on Kylie as well. Like,
that's true. I mean, she's just a person as well. Okay, she doesn't fit into everyone's aesthetic, but she's just a woman, you know, living her life and making a living as everyone else, just like for her own thing, which is having a show about her life. But, you know, it may not be for everyone, but it works out for her.
Yeah.
And in a sense, I do think that he's probably much closer to Kylie Jenner than to those characters he portrays in the movies, because he is also a celebrity after all.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Just because he speaks French doesn't mean he is your French lover kind of ideal.
Exactly.
But yeah, what's your next one?
Okay, my next one was the Met Gala cat frenzy.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And
yes.
As we all know, the theme of this Met Gala was Karl Lagerfeld.
Which you felt very personally.
I know, because I am a big fan of his work. Maybe not his personal beliefs, because he was very questionable in those regards, but I do love his designs and his work, and he's one of my favorite designers of all time. And I was very excited for the Met Gala. And I just knew, I knew that people were gonna take Choupette and make her a thing, but I wasn't really expecting the scale to which that would happen.
Yeah.
Jared Leto in a massive
I actually think that was offensive to
cat
me.
costume was just bizarre and ridiculous.
It's like he's trying to be funny, but I'm like, you're not funny. You're just wasting everyone's times and, you know, camera memory, honestly. Because this is a fashion show.
Yeah, and
thing.
it's also made to honor someone's life of work.
I know, like, at least Doja Cat did a proper, you know, gown.
Yeah, at least it was a garment, so in a sense it paid like homage to it in a different way. And it was also in like a quirky Doja Cat way, which I can like get past by. I still think using Choupette, like, she was his cat, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
I mean, you don't make someone's life and their work about the pet that they have. I mean, I don't really see people obsessing about Jacquemus dogs. I don't, if there is ever something in his name, I don't really
Just
see.
wait for it.
I don't really see people dressing up as his like sausage dog.
Just wait for it. Once that happens, when we're like old and Jacquemus is going to be honored in a Met Gala show, we're going to see people in that sausage dog costume like all along.
Oh god.
But yeah, that was a moment. My next one is girl dinner, girl everything.
Oh yeah.
So all the girl online trends that really peaked, I think, this year. So we had all those aesthetics, but you know, the girl dinner discourse started this year. Girl math. We had hot girl walks, girl blogging, you know, all these girl, and even aesthetics like tomato girl, clean girl aesthetics, that girl aesthetic.
Yeah, so many new,
and it's all girl. So I feel, yeah, girl dinner, girl everything was one of my top culture moments, because not only it lasted throughout the whole year, but I still think it's gonna go strong into 2024.
Yeah, I agree. The year of the girl.
The year of the girl.
It was the year of the girl. No, that is very true. And it also like really connected to what we talked before with the Barbie movie. And I don't know, it's really nice for a change to have it focus on girls, and it kind of links to what we talked about before, about like the internet becoming like this little arena for girls and women to like express themselves and create content for other girls, without necessarily facing the risks of getting judged by like men, because at the end of the day your content kind of mostly reaches people who are interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it reaches your demographic, and it's kind of linking to that internet, creating this safe space for women, which is very nice.
Yeah, and I think it links to the other one, which I'm pretty sure you have, which is the Taylor Swift Eras
Oh my god, yes.
tour. Because I feel like, yeah, the Barbie, Taylor Swift, and then these girl online trends really made up the whole year.
That
I feel.
is true. Yeah, it was all over the internet. And then like when Taylor Swift started dating like Travis,
Yeah.
it also like kind of had like another wave of that, and people like talking about her relationship, and in like a very supportive and like cute.
And also the financial impact of Taylor Swift. Like, that's something that might be secondary, but it's not. She really like moves masses, and it's impressive. And
That is true.
I think this year she also became a person of the year of Time, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that tour is about all her eras and all her albums, that makes it even a bigger pop
That is
culture
very
moment.
true.
Honestly, I advise music pop artists to do the same. Like, look at the money that she made with this.
Also, people love to revisit artists' work. I have some artists that I really love their older works, and the new ones I still admire, but for some reason like the older works are closer to my heart because I felt them more at the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with Taylor Swift for a lot of people like our age who grew up with her songs.
Exactly, and the fact that she was re-recording her older albums to be like now her full
Her own
right
property.
also brings this nostalgia to a lot of fans who were, fans of her when they were younger and they grew up with her. Again, bringing in this whole girlhood back into talk just by the music that we're listening once again, because the album is back again and we have a tour all for it.
That's true.
It just all combines so beautifully all together, honestly.
I know. It's just like girls being girls and slaying in life. So nice. Okay, my other is in contrast about the stupidity of men.
Okay.
And it is Titanic Part 2. You know, the submarine. That's it.
Oh, that was so bad.
And I just feel like it happened, it passed, but it's just so stupid.
I know, and it's like, it's a bit, I don't know even how to talk about it because people died. It's not really like a very light topic. But then it was like such a stupid endeavor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's such a shame, and it's kind of like people being blinded by their own money and their own desire at its finest, just putting themselves in a face of death because forgetting that in the end of the day it's you in the ocean and no money.
But it was just like, with so much money, you also like that submarine. When you think of a submarine, it's like it's like a big construction.
Yeah.
And then it was like a little like
capsule.
Yeah, like almost like a kid's boat. It was so bad.
No, it could have never have worked, but it's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like those people are so blinded by like their own beliefs that they will literally convince themselves they're right about anything, and then in the end of the day they forget that money will not save you in a situation like this. I remember like people talking, mobilizing armies and people to like all their connections to like save them, and no one was able to do it because they were just gone, they drowned, and it's really sad, but also you kind of brought it on yourself. I'm sorry.
I know, I feel like people, especially reacting to a news like this online, is like people died, that's not good, but everyone was like, well, they were rich, so eat the rich, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really bad, but at the same time,
Yeah, but it was an odd moment, and I think
it was a very odd moment. Yeah,
I think it deserved a mention.
Okay, so I have kind of into the online thing. I have the Roman Empire trend coming, which some people are sick of it, but I'm still living through it. And the thing why I put this here is that because now more than ever we have a very girl-dominated internet.
Yeah.
I think it's very funny to, for once, having stereotypes about men and making fun of them for it instead of the other way around.
Yeah, and then like kind of everyone adopting it regardless of the gender, like girls and men. All women being like, oh yeah, my Roman Empire is this like ice skating couple from like 2010, and you know exactly what I mean, and what I'm talking about, so it really is like the Roman Empire.
I know. I think it's generally very funny, and to kind instead of like the girls are always the other, you know, like, oh, this is for girls and then what's for boys or men is seen as the standard. I like that we are kind of switching the perspectives a bit, and now they are seen as the other and we are the standard, which in a way is good to have both perspectives and to assume that none of them is universal. So I know it sounds a bit too much for just a little meme, but I kind of like that we are, as girls, all looking into guys and be like, have you ever noticed that guys think a lot about the Roman Empire? Because
it's so
that's
funny.
true, and that's very funny.
And it's like all the videos of like girls filming their boyfriends and just asking them out of the blue, like, hey, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And they're like, yeah, like twice a week. What? And we're all like, what the fuck?
I know. But I think it's good to position men as also the other, in the sense of they're not the standard or the universal experience. And it's good to also evaluate masculinity in that way.
That is true.
Okay. Do you have any more?
I have one more, but it's more of like...
I have two more, so...
It's more of like an honourable mention, to be fair. I didn't think it was that big, but I thought it was very funny.
Okay.
And it was like the Kim Kardashian fake nipple bra.
What is that?
Have you not heard about that?
A fake nipple bra?
Yeah, so she made like a bra that you put on your boobs, but it has a nipple so that when you wear a tight top, it still looks like you're not wearing a bra.
What?
And then she did like a whole like ad campaign for it. It was like very like ridiculous and campy, and it was kind of like mocking herself. And so she was kind of like making fun of herself and the idea, but then it kind of worked, and I found it like very admirable because it's something so stupid but yet so cool in a way. I don't know, like,
oh my god, I had no idea about that. I never heard about that.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah, that's very funny. Now I have to go look into that campaign.
Yeah, it was full like video. So she's there kind of like a scientist, and she's like, oh yeah, it's like new invention, blah blah, and then she's kind of like making fun of herself.
But did she actually sold?
Yeah, it was like in her store.
Damn.
Okay. The nipple bra. So if you ever want to wear a bra and have like a push-up, but you still want your nipples to show.
Maybe she's actually an entrepreneur and she got us all fooled at this time.
Yeah, exactly. She's a smart girl.
Yeah. All right, so I have two more. I'm gonna start with Harry Styles' shaved head. And the reason why
I saw that in a lot of like recap videos.
And I have to put this in my top because the power that this man has for only shaving his head and have the entire world shooketh. Like,
that is true.
Like, there's nothing else. There's not even that many memes about it. He was not making out with anyone for this. He's just shaved his head. And I respect him, and I respect his status as a pop culture icon for just shaving his head.
Fair. Oh yeah, that's completely fair. He has us in a chokehold.
Literally, because we also got shocked about it.
I know, yeah, I was like, whoa, you look different.
Okay, and I want to finish with this, which again, it's a more, I think, no, it's a more UK thing, but everyone felt it worldwide, I think, which is Prince Harry spare memoir.
I forgot this was this year.
That
was so good.
This was so good. This is what I want from celebrities' memoirs. Is them speaking about their frozen penis on an audiobook.
It was giving cunt.
It was so good. Listen to him narrating his own memoir, talking about his frozen penis. I can't. It's the best thing.
Him being obsessed with his mom and like seeing her in like animals.
Yeah, on like buds.
Oh, that was so good. And I remember we watched so many like clips and reviews just to see like the best snippets of the book. And it was just so iconic.
It's so good. Oh my god. I loved it so much. Like, it was such a moment. I loved it so much. More Prince Harry. Give me more.
Yeah, I low-key want to read it. Like, read it.
Yeah, like fully. Because we got to read some snippets, mostly through audio, because him narrating it is even better. I
know, it's so funny that like he reads it himself.
Oh, when he dressed up as a Nazi on like a Halloween party.
I know.
My god, that's too good. Anyway.
Iconic.
Super iconic.
Oh, I forgot this happened this year. Wow.
Prince Harry, never thought he would give me this type of content, but here we are.
But he did. He delivered. He served.
Yeah. All right, this was our 2023 rewind. Going for 2024, we're very excited for this year. Hopefully we'll bring many more cool episodes for this podcast as well.
Yes, and we wish you all a very successful and happy new year.
Bye.
Bye.